Hello and welcome to Thursday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where today, as you can see, we are not in 9x9 Sudoku land. We've moved into 6x6 Sudoku land and a puzzle called Arrow's Dilemma by Dorlir. Now, Dorlir is a professor of maths, so yeah, we should bear that in mind. And the sort of rinky-dink in this puzzle, it's not just Arrow Sudoku. I'll read the rules properly in a moment or two. But we have to select which 6 digits from the digits 1 to 9 are used in this puzzle to make it work. So it's quite an unusual task we've set ourselves today. This puzzle has 4 stars out of 5 on Logic Masters Germany, and it's been recommended to us a number of times, including by Dorlir themselves. So it should be fun. It should be fun, and we'll have a go at it in a moment or two's time. What do I have to tell you about today before we kick off? Well, I have got. I want to thank Julia Harvey, who wrote us. Julia's a data scientist and is currently working on the extraordinarily worthwhile topic of developing algorithms to assist in the detection and monitoring of forest fires by satellites. And apparently, recently, she was doing that work and she had a 9x9 sort of grid, actual geographic grid, and was plotting the numbers 1 to 9 in it. Needed to know the sum, and knew the sum due to the secret. I mean, obviously, Julia could have worked it out as well, but knew it instantly due to the secret that we sometimes share with our viewers. So Julia wrote to us to let us know that we're having small impacts on people's work as well, which tickled me pink. And also, she asked for a shout out to her co-worker Jeff, who apparently also watches the channel. So Julia, thanks for the email, and good luck with what you're doing. Now, the other thing I need to talk to you about today is corporate sponsorship, which is not a topic that, we've hardly ever been involved in it at all on Cracking the Cryptic. Those of you with very long memories may remember that we did do something with Extra Wallets 2 or 3 years ago, I think. Now, the reason we've not done anything in the sort of corporate sponsorship world is that, frankly, it's not for lack of opportunity. Let me start with that. Every day, I would guess we get a dozen emails from companies asking us to advertise their wares and their computer games and all sorts of other things. But we've never really seen a natural synergy. But recently, we've been very impressed with one company. I mean, that company is Jane Street, which is a global trading firm. And Mark and I actually we went to their London office, and you can see puzzling is there in the office in terms of things like the names of the meeting rooms, the geometry of the building, and the layout. I mean, puzzling has been, puzzling is there, and it's at the core of the company. So I mean, I'm just very excited by the fact that there are certain corporate cultures out there where puzzling is being taken seriously. So we're very proud to be associated with Jane Street. They're sponsoring this video, and they are the reason you'll see no ads during this video, which, well, I suppose apart from my words now. So big thanks to them. And if you are interested in the sorts of puzzles, I'll put links to their website obviously in the video description, but they also have on their website a monthly puzzle that some of you will definitely like to look at. Now the August 2023 puzzle that Jane Street has set for the world is quite mathsy. I have read this a couple of times. It's about three space partitioned into unit cubes. Now, yeah, that's quite mathsy, but if we go back to last month's puzzle, we'll see something that's a lot more familiar to us, especially if you're over on the Discord server and you do the genuinely approachable pencil puzzle every day. This is a Choco-Banana puzzle. This is a logic problem. It's a Japanese logic problem, and I'm sure many of you, I think from memory, what you have to do with Choco-Banana is the shaded cells always have to be rectangular or square in shape, and the unshaded cells have to not be rectangular, and you can see that the numbers represent the size of the areas. So that is very much a puzzle that we could have ended up doing on the channel. So have a look at that. I may even do a solve of that myself and put it over on Patreon. So if you want to see how to solve this Choco Banana puzzle, let me know and I'll do that. But anyway, thanks to Jane Street, and yeah, that's the message about them. Now, I haven't got any birthdays to do today. I double checked my diary to make sure that I wasn't missing anyone's birthdays. I don't think I am. So why don't we have a look at Arrow's Dilemma by Dorlir, and I will read you the rules, which are very short. So what we've got is exactly 6 digits from 1 to 9 were selected, and which digits were selected must be determined by the solver, and are placed on in every row, column, and box. So we've got to work out which 6 digits from the digits 1 to 9 we're going to use to make the puzzle. And digits along an arrow must sum to the digit in that arrow circle. So if these 3 digits here were, let's say, 1, 2, and 3, we would write 6. Wow! No! What's going wrong? We'd write 6 into the circle, because 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals 6. No unit cube R space for us to worry about there. But obviously we don't know ab initio which digits we're going to need to use for this one, so we're going to have to work that out. Do have a go at the puzzle. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual, but now I get to play. Let's get cracking. Now, I don't really know how to start this. I mean, I think I can start, can't I, by using the classic. I mean, why don't we start with the fact that that must be at least 1, 2, 3. So that must be at least 6. And there are, well, I was going to say there are 3 different ways of making this total, but that's not necessarily true. I guess these could have the same combination of digits adding up to whatever this happens to be. These digits can't be bigger than 6, because, for example, if we did put 7 on this arrow, 7 plus a minimum of 1 plus 2 would give us 10. I'm not prepared to pencil mark these with, this is what Mark would do. I'm not doing that. Okay, so how do we do this? I'm wondering if it's a colouring puzzle somehow. Those digits there, they can't be the same as this digit, because obviously these 3 digits together are summing to this digit. So that digit, so whatever goes in the square here, the orange square, in column 4 has to be down at the bottom. Now if it was on the arrow, this square, well, I mean, that would just mean this isn't 9. This could be 8, 1, 9. Hang on, sorry, I'm not quite spotting what to do here yet. Do we know? No, I was about to say. Yeah, that is quite interesting. If we contrast those 2 digits there with these 3 digits there, we obviously know red equals green, because they both add up to orange. Now, it's possible, isn't it, that there are no digits in common between green and red. But if that was true, then the panoply of digits, the 6 digits that we're looking for in the puzzle, would be the 2 red digits, the 3 green digits, and the orange digit. And if that was true, this arrow at the bottom would also have to then be red, because we have to make this 2-cell total work using just these digits. But that doesn't break any rules of Sudoku. Let me just think about the alternative to that. It's because what I can see as well is it's possible that there is a green digit on this arrow, isn't it? Let's imagine. In fact, let's split these up. We'll do some additional colouring. So let's say that these 3 digits are green, red, and yellow. We still know they're all different from orange. But now let's say that one of these 3 digits does go on this arrow. Now this square clearly can't be red or yellow, because green plus red or yellow doesn't equal orange. So this would be another digit, and that gives us 1, 2, 3, 4. That gives us 5 digits. But bobbins. So we can't even in this situation, I think. I mean, this could be green plus purple. But why couldn't this be red plus grey, for example? That doesn't give us too many digits in the puzzle, does it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No. Yellow. Oh, hang on. Am I running out of Sudoku if I do this, though? Yeah, that's weird. That cell's sort of an impossibility. But that might just be because in the sense that it sees all the other colours. But that might just be because I chose red down here. If I make that yellow instead, then that could be red. Oh, that's so annoying. And then that would be yellow grey. Yeah, okay. All right. So what we're learning there is that is not the way to approach this puzzle. Right. Okay, that's very peculiar. Maybe I'm not thinking about this correctly at all. Maybe we've got to totally change tack. Right, so it's probably not colouring. Could it be... There's got to be... here's a thought. Here's a thought which is very strange, but I am actually going to pursue it for a moment. There must be a digit in this puzzle that's the highest of the 6 digits. Now, we haven't got a clue. This could be the highest digit, especially if it's a 9. Obviously, then it will be the highest digit. But we don't know, because if orange is here, then this isn't the highest digit in the puzzle. But what I can tell you, if we look at this box, for example, whatever is the highest digit in the puzzle can't go on an arrow, can it? Because obviously all arrows are adding up to a higher number that appears in the arrow's circle. So the highest digit in the puzzle, how are we going to do this? Let's use H. The highest digit in the puzzle goes in one of those 2 squares. And then, no, it's got 3 possible positions in box 3. It's only got 2 possible positions in box 1 because it can't go on the arrow. 3 possible positions. This might not be the right way to do this either. Just let me pursue this for a moment. In this box, I think it's got too many positions it can go into. Okay, this might not have been the way to do it either, sorry. Although if that was high, if that was the highest digit in the puzzle, you could then place that high digit in this box as well, because it couldn't go on the arrow, so it would go there. So those 2 would be high, that would be high, that would be high. Yeah. So, right. Okay. Okay. So here is something. I'm going to fully Hify the grid for a moment. Let's fully Hify the grid. I think it's got loads of positions in these 2 boxes. But what would happen if we made that? If we decide this is the highest digit in the puzzle, then that has to be the highest digit in the puzzle. That has to be the highest digit in the puzzle. This has to be the highest digit. That has to be the highest digit. And oh, I was about to say it doesn't work, but it does work. I thought it was not going to work. So we would get that arranged. So if this is the highest digit, we get the purple digits are all the highest digits, and none of those are on arrows. None of those are on arrows. So what does that mean? Does that mean, does this have to be the second highest digit? Or is that total nonsense? Yes, actually this is quite complicated, but that does have to be after the high. If this is the highest digit, that has to be the second highest digit, and that's because there must be a digit that's not green, red, or yellow on one of these arrows. Because obviously we can't just use green, red, or yellow on these arrows to add up to orange, because all three of them add up to orange. So there is a digit that might be on both arrows, but it's definitely on at least one of those arrows that is not orange, green, red, yellow, and is not the highest digit, which is purple. So there is another colour, and that's the sixth colour. So there can't be another digit then that's between the highest digit, which is purple, and what I'm now saying is the second highest digit, which is orange. So now, if that's the second highest digit, this is getting very confusing. So then orange would be placed, so then orange couldn't be on an, right, orange couldn't be on an arrow, because if orange was on an arrow, that would imply that arrow needed to add up to purple, but purple is not in any circle or any arrow, so that's impossible. So that digit this actually doesn't work. Okay, so now I'm now telling you, I'm not sure how valuable it is, that purple is not the highest digit. Let me show you why. Where does orange go? Orange is the second highest digit in this box. Well, it can't go on an arrow, so it's got to go there. But now where does orange go in this box? And it's not there, and it's not there, because that's the highest digit, so it's on an arrow, and we've just said that's impossible. So this doesn't work, which means that is not the highest digit, which means that is the highest digit. Right, so we've got to unwind. All right, let's unwind a lot of this. It's quite a weird way of thinking about the world, isn't it? I haven't had to do this sort of logic before in a Sudoku. So that is the highest digit, which means the highest digit is in one of those. No, don't do this. Don't do this. You rotten puzzle. You naughty, naughty, rotten puzzle. Bobbins face, that's what I say. That's rotten. Okay, so we've done some amazing logic that proves that that is not H. It's not the highest digit in the puzzle, which means I do know that row 6, column 1 is the highest digit. I don't have a clue what number it is. And what's more, although I get rid to remove the H from there, I don't think this propagates in anything like the same way. So when that was H, it was doing massive work on the right-hand side, but this being H does absolutely nothing. So I mean, I probably shouldn't even make this purple, because it could be orange. Oh, no. Wow. So, right, so I've missed something here, something very bad. Now, do Do we know? See, the problem with this arrow is that I can't label this with 6, 7, 8 or 9 because it could have a repeated digit on it. That digit could repeat. And that means this could be a minimum of, well, it's a minimum of 4. If we put double 1 there and a 2 there, that could be a 4. So it never gets as high as 6. Unless we know all of those 3 digits are different. That is a 5th digit in the puzzle, isn't it? That sees green, red, yellow, and it sees orange. We know green, red, yellow, and orange are all different, and they all see that square. So that is a 5th digit. So orange is in one of these 2 squares. Again, the really useful thing is if we knew orange was on this arrow, then we would know that that was the final digit in the puzzle. Because there would be a digit in the puzzle that's higher than orange, which none of those 2 could be. And this cell sees yellow and purple. Well, yellow could never be higher, obviously, but purple could have been. So if we know that's orange, that's the 6th digit, which would mean that's the 6th digit, that's the 6th. I'm not sure about that, actually. I'm tracing through H's there. But could I... Yeah, I suppose if that's orange, I would know that that's the highest digit in the... No, oh, no, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. Because that purple could still be higher. Oh, no! Oh, no, I'm doing this wrong. I'm doing this wrong. This is terribly embarrassing. Okay, I'm going to change tack altogether then. I'm going to try... If you get totally stuck on a puzzle, try set. Can we do set on this? We could... And the reason I'm thinking of set is that we can obviously get... If I can get the circles into a different set to the arrows... No, okay, I don't want to use this circle. This circle's arrows more than once. Okay, let's try. It's got to be that column, hasn't it? That column, that row. So that column versus that row, which says okay. So let's try. Right, we're going to try something different. Do I totally get rid of my colours? Do I in fact just start the puzzle again? Have I really had any insights into it that are worth persevering with? I'm not sure. I'm prepared to get rid of my H's. I think I am prepared. I am prepared for a brief excursion to get rid of my colours. Yeah, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to colour those cells, and I'm going to colour... I don't want this row because that's going to double count this arrow and this arrow. I want that row, and yeah, okay, we'll try that row as well, although this doesn't actually feel... It's not bad, actually. It's not bad. Right, okay, so let's see if this does anything. So what on earth am I doing here? Well, what I'm saying... In fact, this is a very strange set because I don't even know what the digits are that are in the sets. But I do know that this column of green here is one complete set of the digits in this puzzle, whatever those digits turn out to be. And this column is a second set. So this is 2 complete sets of the digits in this puzzle. And these 2 rows are also 2 complete sets of the digits in this puzzle. So we can state at this point that the green and the yellow sets of digits are the same. If you like, we could use Scrabble tiles. Imagine there were 12 Scrabble tiles here representing these digits and 12 Scrabble tiles representing the yellow digits. Where are my Scrabble tiles? I meant to use blue and orange. Hang on, let's do blue and orange. Blue and orange. There we go. So imagine we filled our Scrabble bags with 12 tiles. Well, at this point, the Scrabble bags would contain exactly the same thing, wouldn't they? Now, if we took that Scrabble tile out of the orange bag and out of the blue bag, what's now the situation with the contents of both bags? And the crucial thing to appreciate is that the bags have still got exactly the same thing in them, because they had exactly the same thing in them at the start when they both had 12 tiles in, and we just took the same cell out. So that digit that we've just taken out, that tile, was the same in both sets, wasn't it? So the 11 tiles that we've got left are still the same, and we can do that for all of those cells. So at this point, we've now got 8 tiles in both bags, and we know that these are exactly the same digits. But the thing about arrows that's interesting is that we can now imagine that we sum these 8 tiles in both bags. Now, what's the sum? We don't know, but we know it's the same, don't we? Because they're the same digits in both bags, they must sum to the same thing. So now, if I took these 2 tiles out of the blue bag, boom, and I took that tile out of the orange bag, boom, then, although I have a mismatched number of tiles in each bag, the sum of what's left in each bag must be the same, because I've just taken, because those 2 cells equal that one. I can do the same here. I can take that one out of the orange bag and those 2 out of the blue bag. I can take these 3 out of the blue bag and that one out of the orange bag. And this might be interesting, because that now we're left with a situation where we have proved that the one tile, yeah, so that's a 9. That is how you do this puzzle. Look at that. That is weird. So that is H. That is H. Because what we've proved is that this tile, which is the only thing left in my blue bag, has to have the same sum as 5 digits that are left in the orange bag. But the minimum I can make those 5 digits add up to is 9. Because if I fill those with 1, 2, 3, and I fill those with 1, 2, which is the minimum I could do, I get 6 plus 3, which equals 9. Ah, no, 9, not I. I is the 9th digit, 9th letter. So now I'm glad I've kept my H's, because H now, yes, well, oh, hang on. Yeah, I mean, I'm just wondering, do I need to use my H's now? Because the reason I'm just pausing is I'm wondering whether Dorlir has baked into this puzzle paths that don't, that's clearly not H, or ideas that don't use my strange idea about where the highest digit goes. So I don't want to miss anything like that. That would be doing the constructor a disservice. Yeah, okay. I mean, what we could do, yes, what we can do very clearly in this box is say, where does the 9 go? The 9 could never go on an arrow. So there we go. So oh, hang on, why have I still got that up? So the 9 must go in the circle. And then we can ask where 9 goes in that box, and it must go there. So this is fine. This is absolutely fine. Still don't seem to know where it goes in that box, rather strangely. Do we or don't we? I am not sure. Hang on. Let me just mull this over for a moment. So I know 9 is in one of those 2. Does it have to be there, or do we actually not know that? So we can get rid of the orange and the blue now. Let's get rid of those. Bobbins, I'm not sure. We've got a 1, 2, 3 triple, so there's got to be a 3 up there. One of those 3 squares. I suppose we can limit the value of this, can't we? That's probably not a daft thing to do. The maximum size of those is 5. Yeah, this is 4, 5, or 6. As a little, no, that's not right even, is it? I've just realised that could be double 1. Oh no, hang on, sorry. Sorry, that could be 7 as well. Because if that's double 1, then that could be 7 adding up to 9. Ah, okay. Right. So, what on earth am I meant to do now? So I know that the digits 1, 2 and 3 are in this puzzle. And I know this digit is adding up to at least 6 with this digit. Do I know? I know that digit is a 1 or a 2, don't I? Because that digit in this box can't go into the circle square, because that would imply these 2 digits added up to 0. So that's a 1 or a 2. So it'd be really useful if we knew this was the highest digit. Well, not only because we'd know it was 9, but that would just be, it would be helpful in terms of where it would then go there, it would then go there, it would then be placed everywhere in the grid. If that's H though, if that's the 9, we get left with a sort of X-wing of 9s. We know one of those would be H. Okay. So, how do we do this? Has anyone got any good ideas? Would they mind jumping in a time machine and telling me how to just finish this puzzle off? Do we... Oh, that's a strange thought. That digit might be somewhere we need to pay attention to. So that digit plus this digit that's weird. That is a weird thought. Here is my weird thought. How could this be a 1 or a 2? And it can't be, can it? Because if this is a 1 or a 2, its position in this box is there. But the position of green in this box is not here, because green cannot be a 1 or a 2. So green goes on the arrow, which is a 2-cell arrow adding up to H. So we know that the only way that green adds up on an arrow with another digit to add up to H, or what? Sorry, not H, but whatever this circle is with orange, which is there. So this cannot be 1 or 2. It just doesn't work mathematically. So that's got to be 3. Which is leaving a very... Oh, it's not a deadly pattern because the arrow's going to break it up. Oh, that is interesting, actually. But let me just think about something else. I want to think about the fact that... Well, I want to think about 2 things. So now this arrow is these 2 digits, isn't it? Because this became a 3 by our logic... 3 plus green is equal to this circle, and 3 is on this arrow now, so that's a 3 green arrow. So we now know this is not 6, I suppose. That's one thing we've learnt. So it's now 7, 8 or 9, and this digit is 4, 5 or 6. It can't be 3. Sorry, it can't be 6 because that would cause double 3. So now, okay, hang on. These squares are 1, 2 or 3 by Sudoku. Could have done that before. So this circle, that's it. So where does the 9 go in this box? That can't be 9 because it can't be made up of this arrow, which only has 1, 2 or 3 on it. So that must be 9, which is the high digit. Oh, it still doesn't resolve it. No, it still doesn't resolve. That's ridiculous. Okay. Oh, no, it does. It does resolve it, because now I'm going to change colouring again. Where does that digit go in column 4? That's a good question. Because whatever that digit is, it's a 7, 8 or a 9. It can't go on its own arrow, or you'd have to put 2 zeros on the arrow. And it's not equal to 1, 2 or 3. So its only specific space it can go in is that one. So that is 9. There we go. There we go. We could... That was... Well, it was more straightforward than I made it. But, no, come back. All is forgiven. I just wanted to get rid of the blue. How do I get rid of the blue? Like that. There we go. So, okay, so this is a 1 or a 2 by Sudoku. There's a 3 down here somewhere. Rather annoyingly, that doesn't preclude this being a 3, because that could be a 1, 2 pair on the arrow. Maybe I'll come back to the other idea I had. Oh no, hang on, I'm going to use that. That's a 6, because by maths, 3 plus 6 does equal 9. So what's this digit? This digit is that digit, which is now not 6. So this is 4, 5 or 7. Now this is interesting. I'm going to tell you that's 5 or 7 for a rather pretty reason, which is something I noticed earlier. This is a 1, 2 pair. Well, it's not. These two squares are a 1 or a 2. What would happen if they were a 1, 2 pair, if they were different? And something quite cute happens. If these were different, they both see these two cells, don't they? So these two cells couldn't exist in the puzzle. If that's a 1 and that's a 2, what are we going to make that? Nothing. It's got no valid solution, which means both of those digits are the same. Now, if they're the same, whether they're odd or even, they add to an even number. So 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 2 is 4. So in order to add up to an odd number overall, that square has got to be odd. So that's how I knew that was a 5 or a 7. Right, so 1 and 2 are there, I've now noticed. Perhaps a little bit tardily, but that must be true. Okay. What do we do with this newfound knowledge? So this is either double 2 and 5 or double 1 and 7. I don't know. I don't know. Do I know? I know that's 3 or 6, I suppose, don't I? Because it's got to be whatever this isn't. So that can't be 6. There's no digit. Yeah, that's it. Right. Okay. I wonder whether I could have solved this, you know, with my strange approach of, oh, actually, no, maybe it could be 6 if that's 7 and that's 1. Hang on. I might be wrong in what I was about to assert there. But I'm just noticing that suddenly I'm starting to think about the puzzle again in terms of the highest digits and the second highest digits. And maybe that would have been a sensible thing to think about earlier. Now, where is 3 in this box? It's not here, is it? Because this can't be small enough. So 3 is definitely in one of 3 is definitely in one of those two squares. Do we know more than that? Maybe we don't. So this digit here, I want to say this is the 5 or the 7. What else could it be? It can't be 3. It can't be 6 because these two can't sum to 6. So that is the 5 or the 7 digit. And therefore that's a 3-6 pair in the top row. Is that helpful? Maybe. We could make 9, couldn't we, with 6, 1, 2 here. So that's also possible. These squares are, let's get rid of the 3. These squares are from 3, 5, 6 and 7. 3, 5, 6 and 7. These squares are from 5, 6 and 7. There we go. Right, that's huge. Because what's this digit? This digit is the sum of this arrow, which can be a maximum of 5. So that is 5. Can't be any bigger than that. So we can... Well, I think we can do a lot of things now, because that digit now, where does it go in this box? It's got to go there, and then we must be double 2ing to get to 9. There we go. Here we are. Have we now done it? Don't know. Well, that's 6 now. So we now know we've got all the digits. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 and 9 are what are the digits that we're working on. So we're definitely not using 7 anymore. And hopefully this will now crack. Isn't it a fascinating puzzle? It's absolutely fascinating. That's got to be 5. Right, so that's got to be 3, 2, 1. That's a 6 in the corner. No song for you. That's a 5. Oh, that's a 5 by Sudoku, because I've got to put a 5 in the top row. So that's a 2 in the corner, but now how do we make the 9 arrow work? It's got to be a 1, 3 pair adding up. So these two squares, well, that can't be 6, because that wouldn't make a valid total, so that must be 6. That gives us these digits. That's 5, that's 6, that's 2, that's 3, that's 1. Good grief. That's 3, that's 6. And let's get the colouring right so that we're happy with ourselves. Boom. I think that's how to solve the puzzle. Let's click tick. Yes. Wow, that's very, very interesting. A seriously unusual puzzle by maths professor Dorlir. And I loved that. That was very, very unusual. Made me think about things in ways I haven't before. Admittedly, those ways were not necessarily the best ways. It didn't actually crack the puzzle. I had to revert to our old Scrabble bags to do that. But that was very, very interesting. Let me know in the comments how you got on with that. I'll be very interested to hear. And I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. We'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.